Perfect. So hi, everybody, and welcome back to SFC's Food for Thought series. My name is Hannah. I've been with SFC for just over a year, and I'm going into my third year at UC in natural science. Hosting with me today is Justice. Justice, if you'd like to give yourself a little introduction.
Yeah, I'm Justice. I went to the University of Alberta and got a degree in commerce. And I've been working with SFC for just over a year now. And I worked with this team on their SFC Advocacy Challenge this summer. So I'm excited to see them present about it.
Awesome. Thank you. So for anyone that is just tuning in to our Food for Thought for the first time, SFC is an advocacy group made by students and young professionals for students and young professionals. And we believe that Canada can have a strong future in resources, the economy, and the environment. Please feel free to connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. All of them are at Students for Canada if you want to learn more about what we do. And we're also hosting a day in the park in Prince's Island Park today at 4 p.m. So if you would like to stop by, please feel free. Joining us today is a team of summer students from Crew Energy. Björn, Nadhiya, Elysia, and Jared partnered together to create a national resource advocacy campaign. Together, they pitched their idea to a group of executives in a Dragon's Den style event. Today, they'll be sharing how they got involved with SFC. In addition, they'll also discuss the thought process behind their campaign, challenges they faced, lessons learned, and what the overall experience was like. For all of those who are watching live or watching the recording, our word of the day is campaign. So please DM that to our social media team to win some merch. And before I hand the floor over to Crew Energy, please note that attendees are encouraged to ask questions throughout the presentation using the Q&A box below, and we will address all of them at the end of the presentation. Awesome. So if you want to go ahead and share your screen, then we can get started.
All right, thank you, Justice and Hannah, for the introduction. And thank you for allowing us to present today about our experience with the SFC Advocacy Challenge. My name is Jared Bowman. I'm one of the 4 summer students with Crew Energy, where I'm working in the finance, accounting, and marketing departments this summer. I'm a born and raised Calgarian who grew up with family working in oil and gas. And I'm going into my 3rd year studying finance at Trine University in the States, where I play both NCAA hockey and golf.
Hi, I'm Alicia Fever, and I'm going into my 4th year of geology at McMaster University. I was born and raised in Vancouver before moving to Hamilton, and this summer I'm working in the geoscience department at Crew Energy in Calgary.
Hi, I'm Nadhiya. I'm going into my 2nd year of geology at U of C. This summer I'm working in the surface land department at Crew.
And I'm Björn Anderson. I'm the engineering summer student at Crew. I moved to Calgary from Saskatoon. I study biochemical engineering there at the University of Saskatchewan. Before that, I was a tree planter in BC, and before that, I was in industrial rope access technician. So all my jobs have been kind of in one way or another.
So we first learned of USC through attending one of the seminars at work. And we were interested and eager to spread awareness and educate people about the importance of Canadian resources, including oil and gas. We reached out and set up a meeting where they introduced us to the Advocacy Challenge. The idea of the challenge was to prepare a 5-minute pitch that educates people about the importance of Canadian resources in the form of an advertisement to executives in oil and gas industry as a Dragon's Den. So our goal was to learn more about the amazing work that SFC does to advocate for Canadian resources. It was important for us as young students to get involved and spread awareness, as well as network and meet people who are also passionate about natural resources. Overall, our aim as young professionals was to immerse ourselves in the oil and gas industry and have a greater understanding of the goals and challenges that it faces. And having the full support of everyone at Crew Energy and the connections with Justice, Lyndon, and Lily at SFC has really made these aspirations attainable.
So going into our idea and the importance of our idea, we took a lot of time brainstorming together, as well as with SFC, and we felt there were two key parts that needed ideas. The first was our message, and so going into that, we found a commonly talked about idea surrounding the energy transition, and we really wanted to target that. And then upon further discussion, we came to the overall message of oil and gas needs renewables and renewables needs oil and gas. This message represents the mutual dependency that renewable and non-renewable resources have on each other, or in other words, you can't have one without the other. Instead of having polarized conversations or good versus evil debates, we set out to educate, spark an interest, and create advocates for the reliance the two sources have on each other. The next part that we needed to brainstorm for was our delivery method. And going into this, we found a QR code as a leading way that could reach our audience. From the QR code, the idea takes us to a landing page where further information can be found, blog, videos, signups, and links to social media. Targeting young adults and students, lots of us have used QR codes in the prior experiences and know how to use them easily. So we found that would be a great option to use. And it is proven as successful in the marketing world. The company Coinbase used a QR code as a Super Bowl ad, which received so many scans, it crashed their website. But not only that, it bumped their app overall from way at the bottom of the top app list on the App Store to second overall following that commercial. We have plans to put these QR codes on billboards, bus stops, and across universities, bars, and restaurants, and even sporting events to strongly deliver this message in an effective way. Our team is super passionate about this topic, and we feel there's a big importance surrounding it. We feel like it's important to educate people on the symbiosis between the two sources of energy. Providing the proper information to people will create conversations less destructive, and advocates in turn will be created, providing for a more achievable, clean, and economically productive energy transition.
So the actual event, it was in the Petroleum Club in Calgary, and if I don't know if anyone's ever been, but it's an incredible venue. It's very beautiful. As others have said, it took the form of a Dragon's Den or Shark Tank pitch. Basically, we presented our idea and we got feedback from some key industry players. That's certainly the type of situation that makes me nervous, but we took a lot of time to practice. And we also had the opportunity to present to some of our own executives beforehand. And I think that helped ease our nerves a little bit. We really wanted to sell our idea well. So as you can see in that picture on the top there, we had T-shirts made with the QR code on it. Our office downtown is actually really nearby to the Bowman Club. So we walked there, and as we were walking, people were stopping and taking out their phones and taking pictures and scanning our shirts. And it was really funny to see, but I also took it as a bit of a proof of concept. And yeah, that was really neat. Yeah, we got to the Petroleum Club. We made our pitch. I think everyone that entered had solid ideas. I did a lot of learning there. It was great to see, other perspectives and other narratives. And there were a lot of angles that I had. So it was a very, very informative experience. We presented. I feel like we had a fairly strong presentation, despite our nerves anyway. We were given some meaningful feedback, and the judges managed to keep it very constructive without tearing our ideas apart. I feel like that's a fine line to walk, and they did it well. And it's nice if you work hard on something not to see it rip apart too. So it was good. After the last group presented, it was put to a vote, and we ended up winning. Afterward, again, you can see there's a little photo op. They gave us a trophy and a comically large check, which that was interesting in and of itself. I'd never got to hold one of those. Then there's some food and some drinks and a little networking opportunity too, which was great. All things considered, overall, the event and the challenge itself provided a lot of unique opportunities to learn and to meet people and build some relationships and get involved with Canadian resources and with advocacy. And I think anyone, if you're remotely interested at all, you should definitely try next year.
Okay, so as for next steps, we are working closely with Students for Canada to launch the next part of our campaign. They have some amazing graphic designers who are currently working on building our website. And in the meantime, the four of us are putting together some ideas for Instagram posts, as well as writing some blogs on the interdependency of oil and gas and renewable energy. We will also be testing out a few different messages within our overall topic to see what gains the most interest. We hope to have this done within the next few weeks, so make sure to stay tuned. And of course, once our website is finalized, we will also be distributing our QR code in various places, such as on billboards and at bus stops.
So some of the things we learned, we needed to have effective messaging in the project. It needed to be relevant and appropriate. It also needed to be specific and accurate. This definitely demanded that we gain enough of a knowledge base from which to speak. So we did lots of research on the internet, reading articles and papers and journals. And we also bothered some of the professionals around here with possibly some tedious questions, but they were nice about it. If I were to distill what I've learned into a couple of phrases, it would be that resources in Canada are tied to everything else that we do. And that industry can develop in a way that is cooperative with the environment and ethical with its treatment. There's no greater supporter of the environment nor of renewable energy than the resource sector. To get a little bit more specific, more than half of the money that has been spent on environmental protection in Canada in recent years has come from oil companies. To even build renewable sources of energy, we need a wide variety of mined minerals and hydrocarbon products. Even steel and concrete, they're both dependent on our resource sector. As long as we want to build with steel and concrete in Canada, we need to be producers of resources. Many of the major resource producers in Canada also have renewable energy projects on the go, mainly to offset their energy consumption. We also have some of the strictest environmental regulations in the world, and I think that makes our resources some of the most ethical that there are. Resources are a huge part of our economy, and they're part of the lives of millions of Canadians. The development of our resource sector enables our way of life, and it can be developed in cooperation with the environment, with a green future in mind. And with that, I think Justice would like to open us up to a Q&A.